Alright, well, the Rebel Gman has actually been drawn. We have our 14 teams. I did say I'd have a look at the two teams I hadn't noticed before, so let's have a quick look at them first. So we've got the second load of Lizards, this Squatford FC, led by Stab All Your Dice, I like the name. And David Icke was right. 1500 team value, yeah, this is another team that's right up there and don't want early for certain. I will actually have a look at the way I've drawn the teams in a moment though. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Skinks, 6 Saurus, and the Crocs. We got a Skink out with 2 level ups, Tackle and Diving Tackle, and a minus AV. We've got a Rookie Skink with minus AV. And all of the SPP has gone to the Saurus so far, it looks like. All 6 of them have block. There's one with block dodge, one with break tap, tackle block, one with tackle block, and 2 with block mighty blow, or mighty blow block in either order. And the Croxicle has been made up to be a roadblock piece with guard, block, and stand firm. 3 team murals, Apothecary, and fan factor of 5. 5 coach assistants and 2 cheerleaders. Very nice. Have a look at their record then. They haven't played too many games. They've played 14-17. 5 wins, 3 draws, 9 losses, and they've killed 4 pieces. So, this is a team that I don't want to face anytime soon. Okay, and the other new team is the other Norse team. Where are the other Norse? Okay, there isn't a second Norse, so who haven't I seen? I'm not sure, maybe the Undeady Bears is the team I haven't seen actually. Surrender Squad, Poor Admin Squad, yeah, they're 3 replacement teams, so I guess it's the Undeady Bears I haven't looked at. They recognize, yep, Undeady Bears. Alright, let's have a look at them then. So we've got an Undead team at 1280 with fantastic green paint job, led by Powered. And we got 2 mummies, 2 whites, 2 free ghouls, and then zombies. There aren't enough skeletons here. Oh, there's 1 skeleton. Okay, you've got 1 skeleton, I'll let you off. You need more skeletons though, definitely. So, the 2 mummies have both been given guard, one's been given stand firm. The 2 whites, one of them has leveled up, one has been given guard. 2 of the ghouls have leveled up, one with block tackle, one with sure hands block. The zombie has been leveled up to get a dirty player, and Eric Clapton has leveled up to get guard and block. Got a music formation here. 3 team murals, 8 fan factor, and the Necromancer, of course. Wrong button. They've played 13 games, 5 wins, 5 draws, 3 losses, 2 kills, but they haven't kept the zombie trophies. Okay. Now it's been drawn then. This is the first round. And I'm up against Black and Wrecker, which was the Chaos Dwarf team that made me laugh a lot. And I've spoken to Kenn a little bit. It looks like it's going to be a fun matchup for sure. I look forward to it. I will have a look at the 2 teams in a moment. But let's see how bad the draw has actually been to me. So I've got in the second week a bye. In the 3rd week, where am I? I've got the Nurgle. Oh god, Nurgle is early. That's bad news. Followed by... it's hard to find me in this. Right at the top, another bye. Okay, at least I get a break after the Nurgle. And 1 team of Lizards, the lower level team. That's good. And the Undead team, don't mind facing them as well. And at this point I think I'll be happy no matter what team I'm up against, so let's have a look. That's a pretty good start actually, just we've only got the Nurgle to worry about, and we've got the Norse at a very good time actually. 7 of 13. Then we've got the what were these? I don't remember what these were. Humans? High elves? Something like that. I don't remember exactly, sorry, I'll have a look in a moment. And then we've got the orcs, or one of the orcs. The other lizard team. the last of the buys. And 2 teams left. We actually have the Chaos as the very last team. It looks like. Yeah, we finally have Hilo as the second one, and this should be the Crimson Horns. Yes, we have Chaos last. Fantastic. That's the best time to have them. Or maybe it's the worst time to have them. Maybe it'll be a really well-developed kill team by then. So my matchup for today is Kenn with Black and Wrecker. Just having a look at the team again, let's see what they've done. So 2 Bull Centaurs, all of the Chaos Dwarfs, and 4 Hobgoblins, 2 Team Rerolls, Apothecary, and 4 Fan Factor. 2 blocks on the Bull Centaurs with 1 movement, a Claw piece with the Chaos Dwarfs, and Sure Hands. Claw isn't going to help him too much. I have quite a lot of armor 7 in my team. I have a bit at least. And he's only played 4 games, so he's pretty early in development as well, as you saw. 3 wins, 1 draw. Alright, well, let's get to it. Good luck, Kenn. But not too much luck. Mostly have fun. Let's have fun together. And yeah, this team that I wanted to check, we're human. So, Kenn, let's have fun, and let's not kill each other too bad. Let's see each other in the playoff, maybe even. Alright, here we go. Alright, Blood Bowl fans, I'm here with the replay of the first man in the Reddit Blood Bowl League in the Gman Division 3 against the coach Kenn and his Chaos Warriors Black and Wrecker. It was a nice introduction to the league, I must admit. Kenn was fantastic to play against. We had a small laugh. I laughed quite a lot, I think, and I even had a lot of people watching the stream, which was quite surprising, and I thank you for that, anybody who did tune in. And, of course, for anybody who's watching the team now. So, the real Welsh Dragons are singing the national anthem Gwad. Of course, because we are the real Welsh Dragons, and we sing the Welsh national anthem. And we're going to sing that every week. And Black and Wrecker are singing... They're just singing. I don't have a song in mind for them at the moment. It's blame it on a lack of sleep. I tell you what, we can be singing, what's it called? Bang Bang Pow? Yeah, let's call it Bang Bang Pow. Well, that may not be the song, but we'll call it that. So, coin flip, and coin flip went my way, and I chose to receive as Bretonians because I wanted to at least have a chance of being alive at the end of the game. Hopefully that will actually work out the way it was supposed to. My basic goal is to hopefully knock out a couple of Hobgoblins, especially as he has an extra one on the bench, and to and to end the first half 1-0 up. That's the 2 things I want to do, especially being down on TV. I fully imagine that this team is going to get pummeled as the match goes on, so I want to have at least 1 score on the board by the end of the first drive. So let's try and make that work. He sets up in a fairly standard scatter formation, and I set up with a basic wing formation with a full throttle punching mode on the line of scrimmage. And like I say, my main goal is to knock out these goblins early, so I can maybe get a man advantage, and when I do inevitably go down man against Chaos Dwarfs, it evens out instead of becoming too overwhelming. And we start with a high kick, which is perfect, because Uncle Cledwin can collect that without any issue at all. There is a good chance that my fiancée will come home during this recording, and I may have to pause and edit, putting 2 recordings together. If I do so, I've never done that before, and I'm sorry. I don't think I hit start record. Yes, I did. Okay. Right. I'm really not with it today. Yeah, so if that does happen, I'm going to have to edit and put 2 recordings together, though I hope that won't happen. So in my first turn, what I'm doing basically is locking up these 2 flanks, and just going to punch a hole, basically, where I can put the ball. One thing I did in this game, I would definitely say that I did wrong in this game, was that I advanced too quickly with the ball carrier. I noticed it when I was doing it, but I didn't make a point of saying it in the stream, because I was trying to fix it instead of, you know, just making a big deal out of it. So, when I do bring the ball carrier up, I did it way too early. Because it wasn't really a safe spot, but I do this often, to be fair. It is a strategy that I use. I don't mind telling you guys that one of my main strategies is to load one side of the field, so the opposition team comes over to that side of the field, and then afterwards move the ball the other way, especially against slow teams like Dwarfs, like Orcs, etc., because they struggle to defend against that kind of play. And Bretonnians can move quite fast, surprisingly fast actually, so it's a very valid play. And my other goal I forgot to mention was to always put a peasant on the claw piece. That was one of my main goals, and in the first turn I managed to do that, and hopefully I'll manage to do that for most of the game. Kenn does bring his bull centaur into an area that is potentially dangerous all on its own, though I don't have many pieces I can get onto him, so it's not such a big deal. The only thing I can really do is bring these pieces back, which I'm probably not going to do. And that's our first two down. Loner and Hobgoblin. Okay, on to turn 2, and peasants stand up. Other peasant blocks up claw piece. Claw doesn't work on armor 7, in case you don't know, so that's why I'm putting a peasant on this claw piece, so he cannot actually use the skill he's been given. And I do take a Dauntless Punch on the Bull Centaur, because I do want to put him down, potentially, but I just get a push, which... Actually, having said that I moved the ball too early, I actually got forced into moving the ball too early, so I take it back, actually. It wasn't such bad play, it was just necessary, mostly. Though I still didn't maybe have to move quite as deep into enemy territory as I did. Freeing up the peasants, I'm just going to screen off here so he can't get to the ball anytime soon. Though of course, playing as Chaos Dwarfs, there's a chance that I'm going to go down numbers, because Chaos Dwarfs are a pretty hard matchup for rookie Bretonnians, which this team is. I could have taken my 4 spins before. The admin were telling me that it was probably a good idea, but I didn't have time, so I didn't do it. I'm actually finished in school now. Ah, that's what Black and Rekka was singing. Black and Rekka was singing "School's Out for Summer." There we go. And because school is out for summer, I do have some free time now, and I can continue to lay a solid foundation for this channel, which is why I'm uploading as frequently as I am, in case you're watching and thinking, holy crap, this guy has no life. That's partly true. I don't have a life at the moment, very much, though I will do soon, but for the next 2 weeks, no, I have some time off, so I'm going to use it mostly to set up this channel. That's going to be the main purpose of my free time. And for anybody who is watching from the Gman League, from the Reddit Blood Bowl League, I'm not going to be doing much more in the Reddit Blood Bowl because I'm actually an admin in another league, and I'm here as a guest admin. So this is kind of secondary content, but it is content that I'm going to do for everything that I am part of. So everything that I am actually involved in this league, I will make content. And I'm missing a Dauntless again on the Bull Centaur again. It was a push. That's not good enough. He stays up, but the wrestle piece is free. Out goes the Aimman, or the blocker, or the wrestler, whatever you want to call him. I personally like wrestler. That's a skull. Take a reroll. Did I need to? Yes, I see. Yes, I did need to, because I want to get this piece into a screening position and move it back to stop the Bull Centaur from basically blitzing out or dodging out and causing trouble for my ball carrier. I'm not sure if Ken was watching the live stream as we were playing, but I was talking a lot of strategy, so if he was, it may have helped him not, but I don't think it did. And, King Llewellyn is dead. Oh no. I don't really want to go down pieces so early, so I am quite happy to use the Apo there. And it does Apo into no Kaz, so I'm doing okay there. And Ken shows himself to be a surfer. Good news for me. It means that I have more pieces that I can use as bait in this game. Meaning that he has less focus on the ball and more focus on kicking players off the pitch. I think I need more peasants in this team, even though I have been joking that Nuffle wants me to have more peasants. I think I actually do need more peasants in this team, because without a bench, it's pretty darn weak. Though more about that at the end of the match. Alright, turn 4. Let's see if we can finally get this ball into a safer position. We're going to have to try, I think, and we have quite a few options here. And I'm going to opt to make a half cage here. A rather impromptu one, but one that seems to be rather effective. And I force myself to reroll again, but I do need this piece moved, and I rerolled a loner, which is not ideal. If you can avoid that, always avoid that, but if you have to, you have to. In that case, I had to, so I did. Sorry, I missed the block down here. It was a 2 down, so we used wrestle to get it down, and I passed the ball off to the blocker, so it's a little bit safer. And that's our first injury, our loner. Oh no, not the loner! I didn't actually I never noticed his name during the game, after the game, any time. His name is Little Sam. Okay, Little Sam, that was your 2 seconds of fame. Congratulations, I will never see you again. Goodbye. You are the weakest link? No. No, 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 no. Get out of my head, Anne Robinson. And we also take a KO. Sorry, mouse is doing crazy things. We also take a KO on Steven, which is bad news, because Steven is one of my punchy pieces. He's a punchy blitzer. Or at least he will be. Right now he's just a blitzer. He doesn't have any skills that make him punchy, but I consider him a punchy blitzer along with Gwillem, the one that's getting punched right now. I have moved position. I hope you can still hear me. I am audibly raising my voice to try and make sure that you can definitely pick me up, though during the recording we'll see if that is the case. If it doesn't work, then I'll make sure that I always record in the place that I normally record in this flat that I've just moved into. Just moved house today, before this match, literally. I dropped off my stuff, I signed into Discord again, and we played Blood Bowl, and now I'm recording it. So, all of this follows on from moving in. I'm finally living with my fiancée. Hooray for me. Sorry, back to the game. So, we take a 1 die on a Hobgoblin, which wasn't good enough, and we had to reroll it. I didn't pick up this piece because I want to move him. Usually you want to pick up pieces before you take blocks, but if you need to move the piece, then of course you need to take the block first. And there was no safe block, that was the problem, and I wanted this piece to basically be the receiver of the ball. And I have to take a lot of 1 dice here. It's a very complicated turn. I didn't enjoy this turn. It was quite stressful, but it did work out. I'm trying to stop myself from getting surfed, which I think I just succeeded in, and I also want to get the ball out. My first option, of course, was to keep the ball there. My second option was to pass to this player, but I decided to punt upfield because no piece can get into this area apart from this piece and this piece. So I have 2 chances to pick up the ball, hoping that he doesn't put any of my pieces down. Now, what he wants to do here is screen off this area, so the ball definitely goes into his hands, but he takes blocks before he does movement. The movement is really essential this turn, because if he doesn't do that, which I hoped he did, and he didn't, it means that I have a free run at the ball if something goes wrong. And a lot of coaches don't know how to deal with a punt, because it's not in many coaches' arsenal, especially if you're not playing Skaven or some kind of very fast elf, or even Chaos Dwarf. It kind of works with Chaos Dwarf with the Bull Centaurs too, because they're very fast as well. But a lot of coaches don't expect it, and therefore they're not sure how to defend against it, and I think that's what happened here. However, he put the 1 piece down that could easily get the ball, not with all the pieces locking him up, but in general he had the best chance of getting the ball. And if he also puts down the wrestler, then that's bad news for me. And he does actually put the claw piece closer to the ball, which is an interesting play, and I really hate this mouse in the recording. In the game it always follows, in the recording it rarely follows. It's really confusing and really annoying. But sometimes it follows like it just did then. Now I made a mistake here. This peasant should have gone to the claw piece, and this peasant should have been the support piece, but
I didn't do that, and I moved the peasant into a backup defensive position. And we take a punch on the goblin. We're going to try and get this piece onto the ball. But the dodge out fails. And without a reroll, that leaves me in a quite precarious position, actually. Maybe a very precarious position, depending on how you look at it. You can make an argument that the punt was an unnecessary play that I didn't need to do, but it forced both teams to move, and it changed the pace a little bit, and it put more pressure on Kenn than it did on me. Though he reacted quite well to the pressure. And yeah, he's very much a surfing coach, I would say, judging by the way he played. And that surf was very successful, because my Apo is gone. That means that Blitzer is not coming back this game. And he's not coming back next game, but fortunately my next game, as you saw at the beginning, is a bye, so Cledwin will be back next time I record a match. So I'm going to take a few more blocks here before going for the ball, which is fair. Chaos Dwarfs are better at the punching than they are at the ball punching, or ball handling. They're better at the splatting than anything else. And he does fail the pickup. He needs to reroll it, because if he doesn't, then I'm going to try and attempt to pick up next turn. He does reroll, and it's successful. And he brings the ball closer in field. And he goes for GFI, and he tries for another GFI, which fails, giving me a chance at the ball, especially with a KO from the Hobgoblin. Right, I do move the piece onto core this time, and the other peasant is going to do the ball handling, or at least attempt to. I opted not to do ball handling in the end. I opted instead to lock up the ball for next turn. That was at least the hope. But it wasn't really far enough. I didn't look at the movement of pieces enough. And it's pretty easy to actually base this peasant and put him right flat on his head, or the other side that he can fall on. And Chaos Dwarf does just that. We've only got one more turn to score. He's still got 2 more turns to score. And pretty decent block there. Was good enough. And now we're going to attempt the pickup with no rerolls. It's successful though. And we move into a kind of cage position and try to hand off to the ball center, which fails. That's a pretty good position for the ball. It gives me a chance to score. I don't know if Kenn actually thought about this when he was doing this, but basically if you give up ball position to me when I'm players down, it means that I can take risks to try and pick it up, and I will all day long. Because I want to score, I want to get the field evened, so my losses aren't so heavy. But my turn 8 is not successful, and his turn 8 involves mostly punching. That's another piece KO'd. Armor is working well this match. Armor is working very well indeed. 5 pieces out already. Wow. It's impossible for him to score at this point, but he can get vanity passing if he wants to. And he does blitz with the claw, but on a peasant doesn't make a difference anyway, even if he does break armor. And we're going to end turn 8 with a foul. And my favourite foul animation from the Hobgoblin. Foul is good, but it's just a stun. But the referee doesn't see, so perfect. And the Chaos Dwarf attempts to pick up and succeeds. And is going to go for an anti-pass. Nope. Good pass to a secondary Dwarf though. I like Kenn a lot. He's not afraid to foul, and he's not afraid to pass. They're two very great traits in a coach. However, you need to make sure you're passing when it's not too dangerous. When you can get some very clear value from the pass, even if it doesn't work exactly as you want it to. The one thing I would say to you following this match. Okay, here we go with the second half then. I'm down a lot of players. I didn't actually, because I was talking when it happened. And down 2 injuries, and I'm down 2 KOs. One of my KOs returned. And Kenn is down 1 injury, meaning he has a full bench of 11, a full roster of 11. And I have only 7. And Ferro Rock is bad news. It's pretty good against the Bull Centaur, but it's just a stun. And against Bryn we get another injury. Ouch. Let's hope it's not too bad. Yeah, it's a bad hit. That's fine. I'll take that. And he's moving to secure the ball, keeping a very solid screen that stops me from getting anywhere near it. And he takes his last blocks, and there's going to be a blitz somewhere, I'm sure. Here comes the blitz from Claw. Of course, it's a Claw blitz. If you have a Claw piece, you may as well blitz with it. So, pickup is good, and cage is all ready and raring to go. Ideally I want to hit the pillars that are weak, the hobgoblins, but the only pillars that are available to me at the moment are the dwarves themselves, so I'm going to block a dwarf here. Let's see if it works. It does. And I don't want to follow because I want to have that one extra movement piece if the hobgoblin does get pretty far away from this position. And I did take a half die with the Gman to make sure he doesn't get at least easily surfed. And I tried to dodge out the peasant, which doesn't work, and I was going to put the peasant in a position that slows down this cage, basically. By not following, I do allow him to make just a fresh cage without any kind of problem. However, the one downside of following would have been that it wouldn't have helped me with my movement, because I have a higher movement, so I'm trying to use that to my advantage, forcing him to move into positions that are very difficult for me to get to. And we have a push against Keith, and he's going to bring in a dwarf to finish off the surf. By doing this, he's actually left a side of the cage open, meaning I can get to the ball carrier if something goes wrong here. But luckily, nothing went wrong. Keith is KO'd. Going to try and do some damage on one of the last remaining blockers. And then we end our turn, still in the cage. I take a 1 die against the dwarf because I want the knight free. And I just moved into position there. But I do take the block from the second blitzer, and it's good with 2 down because I have block as a skill. I move the blitzer into a position that is dodgy at best, but it means that I base all these free pieces. So he can choose to block me at risk, or he can choose to agility out at risk. And Dowie loses a point in strength. That's almost certainly fired, but I don't have enough to afford him yet, so I'm going to keep him around for now. Armor breaks are still happening in quick succession, and we have a stun on Willem. No, that was Willem. Stun on Llewellyn. Okay. And the skull 2 down means that he does burn a reroll on an unnecessary block, which is good news. And he tries a handoff. Now, that was actually really good for me that he even considered that, because it means that the ball has gone to a position where I can actually feasibly steal it. And I'm going to try. I also move my blitzer into a position where he can receive the ball. So here goes Aaron, I guess. Yep, and we're going to try the pass. Everything was good until the pass, but the pass wasn't accurate, so I do take it. No need to reroll an inaccurate pass, usually. Unless you're a slow-moving piece, or if the inaccurate pass can potentially lead to the ball going off the pitch. And that's another armor break. Another stun. I'm down. And that means he can move all the pieces he wants to all around the ball. Without worrying about any kind of retribution coming anytime soon. And Edit is out stun too. I'm going to blitz the blitz that I have in the area. That's 2 down isn't good enough because we both have block. And Hobgoblin's going to attempt the pickup. Success. Perfect. But he's moving him. And he's going to try a pass, and it's going to be an inaccurate one, which gives me a chance again to score. I think it was at this point that I actually sent Ken a message in chat, and I said that he would be better off caging instead of doing all these passes, because even though it certainly isn't easy for me to do so, I'm being given relatively good chances to steal the ball and even score if something horrible succeeds. And sometimes it does. But I roll Snake Eyes there, so nothing even natural is going to happen to help my scoring chance. Okay, so he's trying to stop my ball receiver from scoring. And he himself is caging up the ball. All around my peasant. Right, we got a successful pickup there from the bull centaur. And Clawpiece is moving to lock up the one piece that can cause problems potentially. And I'm going to try a 6+ dodge, which is successful, and a half die block, which is less successful, but I reroll into a better roll, but certainly not a good roll. Meaning that he has to take a few blocks here. I'm going to stand my piece up every single turn because I want him to actually block them. I want him to block them. I know that sounds weird, but if he does that, it means he rolls more dice. It means he's more likely to make a mistake.
And Edit loses a point in movement allowance. That's 2 stat downs this game. They're probably both fired. No, with Peasant, not such a big deal, actually. Movement, no, not such a big deal. But the blocker with Strength, almost definitely. We had a 2 down there that resulted in block. But Power's much better. Knight goes down. And Claw comes in for the blitz. Block. And a push. Good enough. Okay, 16. And arm break. Alright then. The plays are going to be mostly crazy from me these last few rounds because all I have are 3 pieces that can do anything, so they're going to do whatever they can, including half-dying a goblin and dodging out, which is what I try here, and I succeed. I'll take the 2 GFIs as well, just to put that little bit of pressure on this piece. It's not that I want him to score, but I want him to feel under pressure, so when he's under pressure, maybe he's more likely to make a mistake. So he only has 1 piece to punch this season, well 2 pieces including the one I just moved. But he's going to focus very heavily on this 1 piece before he even thinks about moving the bull centaur. Where it should be the other way around, really. Alright. And the Chaos makes sure that my Blitzer isn't going anywhere anytime soon. And they're even going to blitz the Blitzer to put him down. That worked. And the Chaos Dwarfs are still coming in attack, and the Bull Centaur still hasn't moved. Didn't really need to though now, but he has finally moved the piece out of the way. Fair enough. Could have done that before you took the blocks, but it worked out, so no big deal. Let's try something crazy again. Same crazy. We're going to reroll that, because we have a free reroll, and we rerolled into a double skulls. Fantastic time to get double skulls. Really changes the game, so... that was a hard roll from Nuffle. Now that, of course, doesn't make much of a difference. And the Bull Centaur runs the ball in to secure the game. 1-0. Well done, Ken. You did say that you took too long to do it, but I don't think you did. I think you took the perfect time, because if you took longer, it would give me more chances to get my KO'd pieces back, and you didn't want that to happen, so I think you did that perfectly. My only hope now is a riot. That's the one hope I have with my 5 injured players, all face down in the dirt, and my 3 Knights in the Airmen who are knocked out. One of them came back. And there's still 1 Hobgoblin out, but that doesn't change anything, really. So they're going to load the lineup. The line of scrimmage this time, with as many pieces as they can, which is kind of scary for me, because I need to have a gap somewhere. So I'm going to have to force a gap. He makes this setup that a lot of coaches do, where they put all the pieces at the back. So he's going to load the lineup here. Sorry about the edit, I half fell asleep when I was doing the recording the first time, so I'm going to say this bit again. When you're doing this kind of lineup, the issue with it when you have all these pieces at the back is that I can run straight through a gap and put my piece into a safe position anywhere in this zone without too much trouble. With 3 pieces, it's true, it's not such a likely scenario, but it is possible. And if a riot comes, it's going to be painful for you, because I can just move pieces into this open zone and you have to defend against it, whereas you wouldn't have to normally. But the ball lands in a horrible place anyway, and riot doesn't come, so everything is fine to end off here. I do go for the Vanity Pass though, just to finish off the game. Here it comes, and no. So 1-0 to Ken in the opening round. That is a good start for him, and it's it's a relatively good start for my team, to be honest, considering that we're so far behind. Yeah, we took a lot of blocks, but we took a lot of injuries, but most of them were badly hurt. So his one Hobgoblin gets a level up from the back of this game, off the back of this game, and Caradog gets 1 point within with his MVP. I managed 2 armor breaks, they were both KOs. He managed 13 armor breaks, a range of KOs, injuries, and 1 death. And he, of course, managed the 1 touchdown. Having a look at the SPP, I've just got 5 for my MVP. He's got 5 for his MVP. He has 2 each on the Dwarves that all did damage, and Bronco Nail Gunski is the Bull Centaur who managed the score. Having a look at what else is happening in this league. 1 second, let's just open the league. So having a look at the schedule for the rest of this week, we've got some games that are, I would say, ones to watch, having looked at the teams. Yeah, probably this high-level Lizard against this high-level Nurgle, that's probably a good one to watch. The Undead against Norse is going to be quite interesting as well, I would suggest. There's quite a big difference between these 2 teams, so that one's going to be a bit of potentially a bit one-sided. And the other 3 are all buys, so these are getting a free game this week. Looking at my match for next week, where am I? I have a buy next week, so my pieces that are out are going to come straight back. And having a look at my pieces that are out, where's my team? Where's my team? Second page, yes they are. So I've got 3 pieces out that are going to come back because of the buy, meaning that Cledwyn, Dowie and Eddard are all going to be back. I would love to fire Dowie, I might well do. I might actually replace him with a peasant this week, so I at least have all the SPP going to normal pieces and I don't have a loner. Yeah, I might do that. I probably will do that. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that right now. So, bye-bye Dowie. You've been retired, my man. And let's put Keith into better blocking position. I'll replace Dowie later, probably with the same name. And which names do we have already? Just have a quick look. Gearines, Bryn, Eddard. And let's take another Welsh name. Let's go for... Let's not name him for now, actually. Let's just have Delmark, but we'll fire him later. That will do for me. Okay, and someone's at the door, so I'm going to have to close this recording now. Thank you very much for watching. Bye-bye, and I'll see you on the pitch soon. Good luck to the rest of the teams in ReBBL. Bye-bye.